I mean, I just started it in the weekend.
Okay, okay. Sampath, evening at what time would you be available? Evening, matlab, I think it would be your morning, right?
I mean, yeah, evening at what time?
Today evening at what time would be available?
Uh, I mean, in the morning for you. So I'll be available from 7:30.
7:30 your
7:30
time.
Indian time. Indian time.
7:30 Indian time, right? Perfect. Right. So, we'll join by 7:30 today evening as well. Okay? If at all it's, you'll be free for today.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Panna.
Yeah.
Can you show your screen? I can't see your screen. Thank you.
Okay, you can see my screen.
Ah, yes, yes. Thank you.
Shalom, I've logged in to both the formations. So when I do grep pipe history, I can get to know all the commands which have executed on any of the Linux or Ubuntu instance. So if you want to refer to any of the commands which you have used earlier, you can just do history, grep pipe history. So from the list of available commands, whatever you know, if you want to bootstrap or if you want to really do something else, you can do it always. So now we'll do one thing. You have to bootstrap a node. So everything is same, but what would be the difference? The IP address is changed. Okay, cd chef repo. Permit root login. It is yes only. Yeah, convergence is done. Run an empty cookbook because we haven't tied any cookbook to the node. It is again like a fresh node on our server. So you can check it out from Chef even. Here we have one node. See attributes. What else is there? Details, you can see run list. They're nothing. They're nothing in run list. We can add the already done cookbooks to the run list. Let's say whatever cookbook we did already, the Apache, MotoD cookbooks. Good. It will upload. It has uploaded 4 cookbooks. And it hit start. Then if I have to add recipe, MOTD, update, so now we have to move this update up. So how are we going to move it? Knife node run list, add -b the recipe you want to add to the recipe before which you want to add and the recipe you want to add. So let's say it's even before MotoD here, but if I want to add even before Apache, because Apache is the one which is there first in a cookbook. So now here I have to change this MotoD to Apache. Good. Change the order. Good. So now you can refresh here. Of 3 cookbooks. Run chef client. Getting. There's no errors. Done. So, Sampak, have you seen where we are going to back up the, how Chef creates a backup of the files before it overwrites?
Yeah, we have seen it.
Okay, fine. So now, I think what is left is data banks. One topic which is left untouched is data banks. So before we go to data banks, we have a few more things to look at. So what if you have a configuration file which needs to be modified? Modified from, you have more than a node and you want the configuration files to be modified in all of them. In such a scenario, it's not that you have to log into all of this, so all of this client machines or all of these nodes, start making your configuration changes, but you can always do it from your master node. How are we going to update the configuration file from our master node? You have to make sure how you're going to do it. Okay, so for that, let's say let's create a fresh cookbook. Knife cookbook. Create PHP. CD PHP. Recipes. What? Default.rb file. Fine. Inside your default.rb file, let's see what I'm using. Action. Install. End. Yeah, it's working. I mean, I did it on my master machine. I didn't do it on my client machine. So I have written my cookbook. I added it to Node, but I still didn't upload it. Good. And it installed something in PHP. cd/etc cdf php jobs phone system DB zip.ini, json.ini, file.ini. Okay, so my ini files we have. So now there is some file php.ini. Okay, let's copy this ini file and make sure that we are making changes in this ini file from our server. Okay, so it's just some configuration file. And how are we going to edit this configuration file? That is what we are going to do now. Okay, so first, how are we going to copy this? Either open it from a terminal, select this file, okay, and paste it over here, or using WinSCP, copy this file onto your local machine, and from your local machine copy it to your workstation. So this is how, these are two ways in which you would be copying these files. Okay, I didn't include it in this one. Carried separately to run list. Okay. So we'll make some change. Just let it be. Installation is done. CD Apache. So how are you going to include one cookbook in another one? Edit. Cancel. Refresh it. Edit. We have removed it from run list. So after we removed it from run list, we have gone to chef repo in Apache, cd recipes vi default.rp. Okay. We'll comment this by deleting it. Okay. So now we are going to include your PHP recipe inside your Apache recipe. We have not added PHP to the run list, but we are going to make sure that it is executed from here. Upload Apache. Uploaded Apache. See, PHP will not be there in the cookbook list now. Run list. It's not there in run list. Okay. So it is there and Apache is uploaded. So when I do chef convergence, what happens is it tries to okay, fidelity to the conversion stack trace. PHP not found if you have uploaded PHP from other function. So new metadata. Okay, so okay. So just to add depends PHP. Will tell you upload Apache. Run chef client. It works. Yeah. So there are two ways in which you're going to, there are two steps which should be followed to tie your cookbook to another cookbook. To tie your recipe to another cookbook. So how are you going to do it? Inside your cookbook. So now I've typed PHP to Apache. I don't have PHP anywhere in my run list, but still PHP is installed. Still PHP will be installed. So how is this going to happen? See here, speaking about it is synchronizing PHP cookbook even. So how is it synchronizing PHP cookbook, whereas run list contains update, Apache and Moto D only. Only these three are there. It clearly shows here. While it is synchronizing PHP even, how is it able to do? because I've tied PHP to my cookbook recipe. Sorry, to my cookbook Apache, I have tied it. So what did I do? In vi recipe dot, in recipe we have a default.rb file, right? And I said include recipe, include underscore recipe. So what is the recipe I wanted to include? PHP colon. What is the recipe file actually you want to include? Default. That's a default.rb file. If I have something else, test.rb, so I would write test here. It is default. I have included it. Okay. So after including it, we have to make sure that we are changing the metadata.rb file, which is there here. Okay. So inside metadata.rb file, you have your cookbook name. You can update your maintainer name, company email name, description, and it has a version. So you can always control version from here. It could be version 1.0 is what I say now. I can version it to 2.0. Let's see how it works. So, and depends, whatever cookbook you want to make sure that it is tied to this cookbook. Along with Apache cookbook, you want PHP also to run now. So if I have written depends PHP. If I have to include something else, even let's say update also I want to include from here, comma update. That is what I'm supposed to write here. After that, we are going to upload it to Apache, but we are not going to tie PHP to run list because we have already linked PHP to Apache cookbook. So here Apache, we have updated a version. The version is changed here. So now we have php.ini file. So where do we have php.ini file? cd/etc ls, yeah, php.ini, vi php.ini. So this is the php.ini file, what we had. Scrolling it down. We're almost in the end. Such a big file. I think it's better you copy it to your local and then do it. Anyways, paths and directories. Okay, drivers, dynamic extensions, module settings. SQL. Oh, we are done. From here, go to cookbook PHP, go to files, we have to put it somewhere. Till the end. I've written everything. Escape colon WQ not. Okay. So this is the php.ini file which I have. So in the php.ini file, now I've copied it to the same php.ini file. I've copied it to files and this. Okay, fine. So now let's go. Let's make some changes. Let's write something. Escape insert. This file is updated from Jeff. Okay, I accept this file is updated from Jeff. Oh, fine. So now cd recipes di default.rp So as the same thing which we did earlier, so how we have copied HTML file from our local machine to a node is the same way. Cookbook file, whatever file location that is the source, sorry, what is the location where you want to copy, do, from where you have to copy source, mode, that's it. Alright, so this is how you're going to say that from to the cookbook, from the cookbook file attribute, using this attribute, you're going to copy this PHP file to etc.php.ini inside your node, and php.ini is the input file, and this is your mode. Okay, that's it. So let's see if it is getting copied or not, how you're going to update it. So now you have already a configuration file, and now the same way in which we did for a HTML file, we are going to do it from a configuration file even, but there's no much difference apart from that. It is nothing but trying to update a file. That's it. So, expected keyword and it says that. Okay. CD books recipes PHP. And set. Okay, give enter. It is uploaded on cookbook. So we've just did a cat and see, just to see whatever files we had here. Let's try and chef client. It does a convergence. Fine. So now we'll do a VI. VI php.ini file. This file is updated from chef. So which means that this configuration file has been updated with the changes whatever we have given from our chef server to the chef node, right? So now fine, I've said we have seen delete option even. So in Apache Cookbook we have seen how we are going to delete a file even with a delete command. But now if at all you have to delete a file, only let's say if you're trying to delete the configuration file, okay, so but or some other file, since the file is not existing over there, does it make any sense that we are trying to delete it every time? If you does it make sense that every time we are going to delete it? No, it doesn't make any sense that we're going to delete it every time, but we have to make sure that we are going to delete it only if it exists. So in such scenario, how are we going to manage it? So go to your cookbook, CD Apache, Let's say after I install a package, I need to do something else. And what am I going to do? It's saying execute which command? Execute is used to execute a command. Execute rm etc httpd conf.d cd httpd cd conf.d. We have welcome.conf file, we have a readme file, phpconf and notrace.conf. 4 files we have. Okay. Okay. So welcome.d, remove etc httpd conf.d slash welcome.conf file. Do only if file, if this file exists. What is this file exist? Which file are we going to check if it is existing or not? etc httpd conf.d welcome.conf. If it exists, then go ahead and delete this service. Sorry, delete this file. And once it is done, I'm saying it to notify a restart to service httpd. We are asking it to restart it. Okay. So now I said end. So this end is to close the execute command and this end is to close the, we opened a do something, right? So this is to close this. PHP file is gone. So now even I run chef client once again, in this step it does not checks whether this file exists in this location. See, action run skipped due to only if. It is skipped due to only if. Whereas here you'll have somewhere it is executed. Okay, fine. So here you can clearly see that kept due to only if. Because of if condition it is not present. That's the reason why it is skipped it. Okay. So now if you have to delete something or you have to make changes to some file based on some other file, let's say if some other readme file is present or some welcome.configuration file is present, in that scenario you want to override another file. So you're going to do the same thing, whereas execute rm is a command which we use, the basic Linux command. So cp is cp if you want to copy something there, so you'll be using cp. If you have to move something to some other location, you'll be using mv there. Okay. This is how we are going to execute Linux commands on our node. Okay, via execute, and we are going to execute it only if the file exists, or else we are going to leave it. So now we have one more concept, data bytes. Let's quickly complete it. So what are data bytes? Data bags are nothing but it is a global declaration of few variables inside Chef. Okay, so you have some attributes which needs to be declared globally. Those all you would be including in data bags, which would always be in a JSON format. Okay, so all the data bags would be in a JSON format. That is a basic use case how you're going to use it. Okay, so let's say now let's say, well, I mean, let me give you a scenario how we are going to do it. So we are supposed to create a if we are supposed to create a new user. Okay, so if we are supposed to add a new user, we can add all the attributes which a user has. A user has a particular group ID, a user ID, a name, okay, and a home file location, everything we have. We can either make sure that this is all written in somewhere and copied it onto our configuration file, or what we would do is simply write a data bag and run this data bag. Okay, so we'll create a data file. Let me explain, then we'll go. So leave this, but I'm telling you what is there inside a users. Inside users, I have an ID that is a username. Admin is a username which I'm going to create, and comment. What is the comment in the comment section? I'm saying it's an admin user. Okay, some UID, user ID, whatever it is there, some group ID. What is the home location? Okay, what is a shell location, and what is its password? Okay, so similarly we are having groups. We'll create one group in sudos.json file and saying the group name is sudoers, and there's a group ID, and members is admin is a member which we are adding it to the group. This is what we are going to do it. Create a group and add it. Create a group and add the user, whatever we are creating, to it. Okay, so how we are going to do it is, okay, cd data bytes and get dir two things, right? Users and groups. Two directories we create. cd users inside inside users.json. I've copied and pasted the content. Which we just saw. Sorry, admin.json it should be. cp admin use or mv users.json to admin.json. Okay, so now cd groups vi sudoers.json. In sudoers.json file, I'm going to paste the configuration for this sudoers, whatever I want to paste. So fine. So now what should be done? We have to create these two data bags, okay, or a thing like upload it. Create data bag users. Sorry, I did it from my created data bag users, created data bag groups. Two of them are created. After creating it, we are going to upload it. So where are we going to upload it and how are we going to upload it? We are going to upload these two files. It says knife data bag from file users. Inside it is under default data underscore bags. Inside you have users. Inside admin.json is the file and sudos.json is the file. We're going to upload these two to our server. Okay. CD data bags users vi and JS. Number need not be specified within a double quote. Let's put it and see. UID right here. Okay. Understood what that problem is here. Browser GID. Updated data bank. Come here. The attributes section. Hmm. It's not even here. This is somewhere on the uh, official terms. Okay, I guess we didn't add it right. Sorry. Same thing in sudos finally. So cd databanks groups vi sudos.json. It's a bit boring. Yep. Done. We've uploaded a data pack. Okay, fine. So now we'll do one thing. Users. Is it a user? Oh, fine. We have run chef convergence. Edit attributes. Okay. Yeah. You have data banks. Inside your policy, groups and users. This is where you're going to upload your data packs. I said we'll be seeing it somewhere. This is a place where we'll be seeing it. Under your policy, you have your data packs. Inside you have create, delete, clear item. can always check your data packs from here. What is there over here? And users, similar way, admin.json file, whatever content we have written there is present over here. Okay. So now we have to create another cookbook and upload it. That's it. It will end our job. 2 more minutes. cd local users, cd cookbooks, local users, default, recipes, vi default.rb. Inside default.rb file, to paste the configuration. Okay, I'll show you how we are going to search it, but as of now, let's paste it. Okay, I'll explain you issues. So there are two, I mean, like how are we going to search a data bag? Okay, inside with the knife command, how are we going to search for a data bag? Users id admin okay. It says yeah, just colon, that's the reason. So this is the data bank which I'm asking it to find, right? Let's say I have to specifically search for something inside it. Now, what is the home attribute inside that data bank? It is displaying. Here if I have to search for entire thing, not only search for entire data bag admin. So now I have searched the entire data bag admin. Okay. So the same way now I'm trying to search something else even. So search users, comment admin, okay, users, sorry, oh, I've kept everything, huh? Good, I've seen it. CD cookbooks, what was it, local users, RACIP recipes, VIT default.rb, you don't have this, okay. So search users for all users, each two with the data. So user data, comment data, UID, GID, home, shell data. So where is it? Searching for exactly what are we trying to match? I'll check it with this and this. Wait. Users, user data. Okay, do comment date, comment UID, GID, home, shell. Okay. After this, I'm going to upload a cookbook. Upload a cookbook. We have to tie it to a run list. Local users. That's it. Simple as this. Do a convergence. Create user admin. cd/home/admin. Yeah, it has created one user admin. So that I'm just checking it from the path. cd/home/ec2user. We have two users. One is admin, and one is ec2user, which is now admin is now created. Okay. We didn't say create user, create admin or something, but it is being written a bit different format using data bags. Okay, so that is all about Chef, data bags, and other concepts. Somebody have any doubts so far?
No, nothing.
Okay, good, cool. So try everything probably. DataMax is a too complex topic to understand in this beginning, but you should have some hands-on experience to understand this. Okay, so now we have seen something like coming to our pipeline. Okay, so we have Puppet to complete. Just push it aside as of now. We'll take it. Let's go ahead and come and build a pipeline of to complete all the tasks. Okay, and to automate all the tasks whatever we have done so far. That is owning a code. I mean picking it up and doing a deployment. So how are we going to do it? Automated from Jenkins point of view. Okay, so I mean there are some tools like Rundeck and all for deployments, but these are all something and I mean like they're quite old. They're already there in market. They're quite old ones. So let's see AWS Code Deploy, which is even more advanced way of doing a deployment these days. I'll take you ahead with AWS Code Deploy, which is an AWS service. Okay, so which is used to do a deployment on nodes. So how are we going to do a deployment on nodes using Amazon Web Services? Okay, developer tools, you have Code Deploy. Go to Code Deploy. Did we cover Code Deploy, Sampath? No, right?
No, we did not.
Okay. It is specific to your region. Sample, I'll say custom deployment. I'll skip a walkthrough. You can go with the walkthrough. Test application name with a group name. Whatever, it can be anything you can give. One application can have different deployment groups inside it. And let's see what a deployment group actually contains after this. Okay. So on which node we are trying to do a deployment? Let's see on this mission node. Okay. Can sort it using different attributes. Node, what is the name? I have usually user is also there. So, but I chose node. Okay. I'll tell you what I have to do. Go to IAM. Roles. Create a new role. Deployment. Okay. Along with it, you can let's imagine EC2. We have everything here. Code deploy role, full access. And we need access for S3 even. Amazon S3 full access. EC2 full access. I'm given. Create a policy. Role. Okay. So now let's get back to code deploy. Stir. Hey, I missed one thing to say. Sorry, come back. So, this recipes, okay, all the recipes whichever we are working on, let's say Sampath is the only person, or let's say I'm the only person who's managing it. It's fine that I always have one server. I always upload a recipe of my, of my version and execute whatever I want to. But let's say both of us or more than two people are working simultaneously on the same server, same organization, and on the same set of recipes. How are you going to manage it? We are supposed to put it under a version control system, that is JIT. Okay, so how are we going to put it under a version control system JIT? Go to GitHub, create a JIT repository, create a repository space, let's say cookbooks, okay, or chef repo, create it, and come here. We know how to clone how we are going to update all the contents from a local machine to a server. Let it be a fresh repo or a repo which has already been initialized with a readme file. We are going to upload all the cookbooks. We are going to upload all the entire chef repo folder into the GitHub, so that any changes, if I have to make some changes, I will check out the cookbooks from there, make my changes and upload it back to the GitHub before running a chef convergence. Okay, so that let's say 10 people are working, all 10 people have the latest copy of all the cookbooks in their repository before they push their changes into the GitHub server again. Okay, so that there is no clash, that let's say two of us are working on the same cookbook. I don't have the changes whatever you did, so that my file will miss all the changes whatever you have incorporated. But if at all, if at all we are both are trying to make same changes at a time, even let's say if I've already overridden the same changes, it's no point again you coming and making the same changes in the same place again. So we need a version control system to manage this in a normal work environment, that multiple people work on the same cookbooks or same recipes. Okay, it's a point I missed to tell you. It. I remembered it. Okay. Code commit somewhere. Okay, fine, no problem. Let's come here. You have an application name, test application, and test group. Let's at least create this. We'll wind up. It's already 9:30. Name. Let's say I want to do a deployment on Node. What is the service URL node deployment? I'm going to create an application. Condition the role. Condition the role. we'll do one thing. We'll complete code deploy. Okay, by today evening we'll complete code deploy and we'll try to automate the same from Jenkins. We'll freshly create a Jenkins box and automate this both. And last session would be Puppet. Probably we'll see if we can wind it up today or tomorrow. Okay. But
Yeah,
evening we
okay,
have
fine.
session. Evening we have session. Okay. At 7:30 IST you will be available, right? We can set for
Yeah,
not more time, just 1 hour. We'll set 7:30 to 8:30 IST and we'll complete it. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Sure. So try it if you have some time and let me know if you have any queries even. Okay. Sure.
Okay,
Bye, Sampath. Thanks for
bye.
joining. Bye bye.